In this video, I want to talk to you a little bit about how to decide whether or not to have dental implants. Now, if we're talking about using a dental implant to replace a tooth or a couple missing teeth, this is a very straightforward decision. You're going to look at dental implants, their alternatives. You're going to pick what's best for you. The cost of everything is all going to be, when you're using one implant or a couple implants, is going to be in the thousands, but not in the tens of thousands. So your choices will be based on personal preference as well as some financially, but mostly personal preference. And whatever you decide, as long as you make an educated decision of what you want to do, we're going to support you, as we've explained all the different alternatives. However, when faced with losing your teeth or with having dentures and looking at alternatives to dentures or alternatives to dentures, whether you have dentures and you want something better, or are going to face with losing your teeth and are trying to avoid dentures, now we're getting in options that are not only in thousands but can be in over 10,000. So options that cost over $10,000. People always ask me, they go to me, Daniel, how do I decide whether or not to do this, or how much money I should spend on my mouth? And there is no easy answer, but the best analogy we can give you is look at it the same way as buying a vehicle. Most people buy a vehicle and they're going to spend anywhere from $15,000 to $20,000 up to about $70,000 or $80,000 and everything in between. And that's generally about what most of the population buys a new vehicle. Now, when they buy a new vehicle, they're going to buy the vehicle and they're going to drive it anywhere from 3 to 5 to 7 years, and then they're going to get a new one. So let's just say about on average every 5 years, we're going to spend anywhere between $15,000 to $20,000 up to $60,000 or $70,000 or $80,000, somewhere in between that, and that's what we're going to spend on a vehicle. This would be a good place to start thinking about your dental budget. Now, people say, well, wait a second, that sounds like a lot of money. Well, it could be. However, it may not be. If that's what you're comfortable spending on your vehicle and you're okay with buying a new vehicle or a used vehicle in that range, and you realize that when you buy the vehicle, most people feel great for about the first week to about a month to 3 months, and then the vehicle becomes normal and it no longer becomes a significant impact on their life. As well as they're going to drive the vehicle as little as half an hour a day up to as much as an hour or two a day, and most days a week. And then they compare that to what the new teeth or the new implants can do for a new smile or a more functional, healthy mouth. It really becomes not even a very fair comparison, because dental implants will give people something they can look at and use 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 52 weeks a year. And most people come back to me after years and tell me that the way they feel today, 3 years later, is the same way they felt the day they got them in. And thankfully, they don't have to trade them in every 3 to 5 to 7 years for a new one. They spend it once and it lasts a pretty long time, if not their whole life. So using what you would spend on vehicles as a benchmark to what you want to spend on your mouth is a pretty good analogy and a pretty good benchmark in terms of thinking about how much money do you invest into your mouth for dental implants. So in this video, I wanted to spend some time just framing you a little bit about the different thoughts you could have on how much to spend on restoring your mouth with dental implants.